find yourself struggling to place yourself first, to set aside time for self-care, or just to take a break from your routine? If this is you, you've come to the right place. Let's talk some more. Hi Bright Light, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brie Mosquera and I am a Law of Attraction mindset coach. On this channel, you will find everything on law of attraction, manifesting, self-development, and wellness. And I appreciate you being here with me today and tuning in because it shows me that you are committed to your self-growth, and I am honored to support you in your journey. Also, together, let's continue to grow our community by sharing this video. And before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bells so every single Wednesday and Friday when I upload new videos, you will be the first to know. So today I will be sharing 3 tips so you can begin to feel comfortable making yourself a priority. Too often we struggle to make ourselves a priority by practicing self-care, taking care of ourselves, placing ourselves first, and knowing when to take a break and when we need a break from our routine. And we struggle to do this because we experience guilt and shame, which holds us back from actually enjoying a moment that is supposed to recharge us and make us feel good. So when you decide to set time aside to practice self-care, you are making a conscious decision. But when you start to experience guilt, you are self-criticizing yourself. You are thinking in a way and you are believing that you are not meeting some type of expectation that you have set for yourself, culture has set for yourself, our society has set for ourselves, even your upbringing, your caretakers has even influenced this belief that you currently have. We even start to experience shame when we are practicing self-care because we start to think about what other people will think of us, especially when society has instilled this idea in our minds that we have to work 24 hours a day. We have to work so hard just to be successful and to meet our goals, that self-care is never a topic that is spoken about or seen as important. But I know you are here today because you are ready to make a change. You are tired of these beliefs that you have about your self-care and your value. So begin to take action for yourself by reflecting on the next 3 steps. Step number 1 is that you want to begin to explore and think about your level of worthiness. Because if you are experiencing shame and guilt, which are cousins, they're interconnected, this represents that you're experiencing some type of negative emotion, that you also have limiting beliefs that support these emotions that you're experiencing. So when we experience shame and guilt, it can represent that we don't think we are worthy enough to give ourselves a break, to practice self-care, to set aside that special time for yourself. And your self-worth can be seen by how you speak to yourself. So if you're telling yourself, I don't deserve to take this time, I don't have time to practice X, Y, and Z, I can't do what I desire because I have a huge list of other things that are more important than my self-care. So in this moment, I want you to think about, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being unconditional love, 1 being lack of self-love and lack of worthiness, where do you fall on this scale? How much are you respecting and valuing yourself in this moment? Okay, so have you chosen a number? Now that you have, how do you feel about this number? How do you feel about where you fall on this scale? Are you satisfied by the number you see, or do you feel like there is room for improvement? So depending on the number that you chose, begin to make a list of activities that you can practice where you are valuing yourself, respecting yourself. So then you have a clear idea of how exactly you want to practice self-care and what that looks like. Because you're creating this list of activities that you can practice because it is what you want, not what anyone else is telling you that you need or will benefit from. Step number 2 is that you want to begin to look within. And if you're thinking, Brie, what does that mean, looking within? Well, you want to begin to observe what are the exact thoughts that are crossing your mind when you have practiced self-care in the past and when you have placed yourself first in the past. So in this moment, write down what are the phrases that you say to yourself. So now that you have your beliefs written down, do you notice a theme? Do you notice certain language that you are repeating? And a question that I have for you is, why do we put ourselves down when we are only doing what we need? When we practice self-care, when we take that time for ourselves and make ourselves a priority, we are doing this because we are feeling it inside ourselves. Either it's a gut intuition that we are feeling, either we are having physical symptoms of our exhaustion and of us needing a break. So as I mentioned before, we have beliefs that have been instilled into our minds from our caretakers, from our culture, from society, and us wanting to live up to these expectations. But we are no longer children, we are adults, and we can make the changes necessary to live the life that we ultimately desire and want and deserve. So a great metaphor that I heard of that is applied towards our beliefs, around our manifestations, and just our general thought process is that when we are born, our caretakers, whether it's our parents, whether it's our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, depending who raised you, your caretaker has nurtured your garden for the majority of your life until you reached adulthood and it was your time to now take care of this garden. But the garden has been planted with beliefs from your caretaker and from what they learned from their caretaker. So you see, a lot of the beliefs that are planted in our garden are not really our own. They're beliefs from our past ancestors. So now we have to look within our garden to see if these plants benefit and serve us, especially when we are living in a different generation than the one our caretakers and their caretakers afterwards lived in. So as you look at your list of beliefs that you wrote down, think about where this belief stemmed from. Is there a moment in your life that you can look back to and remember and think, this moment is what shaped this belief, or this person in my life shaped this belief because of their actions, because they were constantly working, because they never took time for themselves. So this is what leads me to believe that I don't deserve to do the same, that I don't deserve to make myself a priority. So another question I want you to reflect on is, let's pretend that you don't have the current responsibilities that you have in this moment. Let's pretend that you are living your ideal life. What would your inner voice be telling you about your self-care and placing yourself first? Will your inner voice be saying, I deserve to take this time for myself. I deserve to recharge, to be the best version of me. What do these new beliefs look like that you are speaking to yourself? So now I want you to write them down below the old limiting beliefs that you are done with, that no longer serve you. So step number 3 is that you want to reset your expectations. The reason you are feeling guilt and shame is because you feel that you are failing to measure up to these standards and expectations that you have set for yourself. And these standards that we are trying to live up to is a reflection of how we value ourselves and what it is that we stand for and what's important for us. So reset your expectations by going back to the chalkboard and thinking about, what do I stand for? What do I value? What is important to me? So then you have a clear vision of what is meaningful to you. And then you start to notice that the old limiting beliefs aren't meaningful for you and aren't serving you. And as you reflect on these new expectations that you're setting for yourself, the new beliefs that you are creating for yourself will support the expectation, which will make you feel more confident because you are making a decision and taking action that is true to you. So I hope you are feeling comfortable in taking time off for yourself now, and also feeling confident in your decision of taking this time off and practicing self-care and putting yourself first. So I'm looking so forward to hear how these steps go for you, what type of insight you gain, and I would love to hear what it is that you learned, whether you email me, leave a comment below, or chat with me on Instagram at bebold.befierce.bu. So I look forward for us to connect, and I am wishing you an amazing rest of your day and sending you so much positivity and light your way. Let's spread the knowledge learned today and share this video.